Hey, good morning, world. Energy at a distance. Why, why speak to that? Energy at a distance. We know about energy, the concept of energy, the visual idea of energy, right? It's just something moving has energy. You breathing is consuming energy in order to gain energy. Poor analogy. So, energy at a distance equations. These are applied physics equations based upon known actions of the world around us. This is the effect of radio frequencies. The energy and the frequency of radio signals. Those two elements combined are part of energy at a distance equations. That transmitter, that antenna, transmitting electromagnetic waves, has a lot of energy coming out of it right at the point of the antenna. And the further away you get from that antenna, transmitting antenna, the lower the signal. The wave is attenuated, the signal is attenuated through space. The amount of attenuation is dependent mostly upon atmospheric conditions, right? I want to say humidity is one of the biggest factors, but dust in the air. Actually, dry air with dust in it could be a bigger contributor to that energy dissipation. But it's just a piece of the equation. The frequency of that energy is a large part of the equation because the frequency changes what the energy affects and how it affects it. Audio waves, sound waves is air movement. It's not electrons, it's the air around us. You can hear the wind blowing, so you know there's wind. The energy of that wind, the frequency of that wind is what you hear, which is amazing. That's one spectrum of energy transmission. Audio waves, the power of my speech here. So this energy at a distance thing, these equations, these physics are what engineers and scientists use to make radio antennas, radio receivers. Very specific rules about antenna length and size and diameter as to how well it performs and how well it can receive that minuscule signal in the air. But there is harm in these equations when you get too close to the energy source. A tower technician, tower engineer does not go up a hot tower that I know of. So, energy at a distance. Where else have you heard about this? For some reason, Cuba and the embassy in Cuba has been noted as being a source of confusion about the science of energy at a distance. There is a Havana syndrome, as it's called now, that is very likely caused by energy at a distance. On the other side of that, we have the technology. We know very well how to measure energy at a distance. But the media conversation acts as if this is some amazing new thing that might just Oops. So there is harm, there is risk with energy at a distance equations. Engineers understand them, scientists understand them, technicians understand them. And yet the general public gets true or false. That these are relative things we're speaking to with nuance in every bit of the conversation. These are things that aren't going to easily be turned off. They're better managed because they've already been used. They're loose in the environment. Or we turn our cell phones off. So energy at a distance, this is a big concept idea. Energy, the spoken word is energy that has some distance. The written word has more distance. It lasts, perseveres longer over time if it's maintained in a library somewhere. But if it goes unread, it has no, or it has little energy. These nuanced conversations, by we I mean the institutions that are supposedly guiding this nation, need to help direct those decisions, those choices. Set some boundaries and rules and limits for how these things are dispersed and used, and that's the expectation. But in order to say that, you have to understand it. So energy at a distance. There's massive forms and numbers of equations that you could Google your heart's content and read papers on. You get into very interesting math to learn how this energy propagates, how it attenuates, how it moves through time and space. It is different. An audio wave, a sound wave that has to have air to pass or transmit through is different than an electromagnetic wave, is different than radiation from nuclear decay products. We understand these things, we know how they work, and yet the conversations are, oh my gosh, it's a big surprise here. Oh my gosh. Anyway, Beyond Nuclear, support their work as you can. Arnie Gunderson, any of the folks that are talking reasonably about this stuff. Peace is out.